I can't believe it's been close to a year since I last tackled The Sims on PlayStation Portable. That was December 31st, 2023, which is only a few months away. Can you believe 2024 is almost over basically? I can't. Time, slow down. I hate aging. I'm 30 now. Where did my 20s go? I can't keep up with times 2 speed. Set it back to normal speed, please God.
So that's where we're at, guys.
Anyways, since I tried to play and review The Sims 2 for PSP for almost a year ago, I decided it was time to see what other Sims games existed for this platform. Sadly, there's only 2 more games, and those 2 are The Sims 2 Pets and The Sims 2 Castaway. Surprise, surprise. The Game Boy Advance and DS got more games, even though they were inferior tech-wise. The poor PSP got shafted by too many developers.
Like, that's what it is. There's nothing bad about it. Well, I mean, like, but you gotta acknowledge it. There's a lot of people like that. So yeah, no, it's not. Shouldn't be a surprise. It should be. I'm surprised it's not more.
Anyways, today we'll tackle The Sims 2 Pets for PlayStation Portable and see if it's actually a game worth playing, unlike The Sims 2 PSP, which suffered from so many technical problems, game-breaking bugs, and crashes. Can The Sims 2 Pets give a better experience on the go? Let's find out. While The Sims on consoles for both home and handheld usually were more goal-oriented, more linear, more story-focused, The Sims 2 Pets for PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation Portable is more sandbox in nature, allowing you to create households and live a normal life. Well, normal has to be expected from The Sims. You can create a sim and live a basic life with pets as an option, though they're more than encouraged in this game, unlike Pets expansions for PC where it's more of an option. Here, most of the gameplay and features revolve around pets. Of course, only cats and dogs, as other animals are really not a thing, especially horses, which were first introduced in The Sims 3 Pets. Meanwhile, in The Sims 4, you had to pay $40 for them separately. So let's jump right into Create a Sim and see what we can make. At first, I was disappointed by the lack of options, as most Create a Sim assets are for cats and dogs instead. They have way more color swaps, outfits, and more stuff over human Sims. But I was able to make something decent to myself, an alien waifu for obvious reasons.
What the fuck?
But of course, The Sims 2 didn't have real aliens, those only existed in The Sims 3 Seasons and Sims 4 Get to Work expansion packs. Anyways, after making myself an alien and some pets, I came back later to make Charlie and Mutahar. Sadly no Zach, cause I just didn't feel like it.
Because he's stupid. Duh. He's stupid, so he's gonna think something stupid. It's pretty simple, right? I mean, duh.
Also because there's a limit of 4 households in the game world. That's right, The Sims 2 Pets for PSP has the same amount of lots as a Sims 4 expansion pack, which is $40.
I'd buy
Thankfully, making Charlie and Mudahar was really easy. I think this is as close to what they look like as we can get. Though in The Sims, if they ever did have a height slider, I'd make Charlie shorter to be more accurate.
Do I look like a happy camper to you? Didn't think so.
Since this entry is all about pets, they get most of the assets in this game's creative sim, so even though human sims are lacking in options, cats and dogs, not so much. We even have 2 unique breeds exclusive to the console version of pets, those being alien and robotic cats and dogs.
How? How is such a thing possible?
These of course are just cosmetic, but they do sound different, so that's a neat addition. We didn't get in any pets expansions for the PC. The one thing that is disappointing, but probably because of limitations of the disk space or memory of the PSP, is there's a lack of breeds for cats and dogs. We only get a small amount of about 15 probably each?
Wow, so many options.
At least we can customize their fur color, pattern, and stuff like that, and coat, and also give them some drip, or whatever it is the kids say these days.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be.
As with all games on the PlayStation Portable, it takes quite some time to get used to its clunky controls. The analog stick, or C-stick, or pad, or whatever you want to call it, is your movement. To interact with things, you use X. Triangle to cancel. Circle to switch between everyone. The left trigger is your pause and speed up option. The right trigger is your camera. You hold it and then use the stick to move the camera around, but you cannot move during this yourself. So it's a bit clunky as a way to get around as to why Sony thought it was a good idea to not include a second stick. You cannot freely build in this game. Unlike The Sims for home console and The Sims 3 on DS, you can only select from a number of presets which grow in more variety as you earn aspiration points. You get this by completing goals for your sim based on their current conditions, environment, and aspiration. So a creative sim will want to cook, paint, but also train their pet to learn a new skill. If you earn enough points, you can then use more variety of the house presets on top of finally unlocking bedrooms, so you don't have to overcrowd the living room / dining room / kitchen / bedroom / study anymore. Finally, you don't have to live in a New York size apartment house. But also, you can choose if you want wallpaper and flooring or not, as well if you want predetermined furniture as part of the preset or not. You can even sell your current furniture or have it stored away when remodeling to place it where you want later. Just be sure to have the money, because it's expensive and I never could afford it, because pet ownership, bills, and house fires are not exactly cheap. Yeah, don't help when Charlie's playing the guitar. Guess he wants to make another gentleman album. He calls it Moist Home Fire.
Oh, not so good, huh? Not so good.
At least buy mode is less restrictive than build mode, though the amount of objects is greatly reduced from The Sims 2 PSP, The Sims 2 on consoles, and probably the home console versions of The Sims 2 Pets itself, which again I blame on the UMD not having enough space, or the console memory limitations. It's one or the other.
Why not both?
While Create a Sim was mostly for pets, Buy Mode is mostly for human sims, at least from the first impression. Most of the pet objects are available in Town Square, which we'll cover later.
Yay!
The worst thing about Buy Mode in The Sims 2 Pets for PSP is entirely within what little you can actually have. Every single light counts towards your fire code limit. Every painting, plant, counter, couch, pet toy, food bowl, sink, mirror, bed, you name it. This adds up quick, and the game will warn you. Your house will catch fire randomly if you put too much stuff in it. This is a way to mask the limitations of the game.
No shit.
On console, this limit is a lot more fair, but on handhelds, it was always too little. You basically can only have the necessities and basically no gameplay objects like a bookcase, computer, TV, workout machine, telescope, hot tub, you name it. I'm not sure if increasing your house size preset will increase the fire code limit, but I doubt it. The game was already yelling at me when I placed 2 whole beds. Well, unless you're a couple, Sims won't sleep in the same bed together, which is kind of understandable. If only it was easy to build relationships in The Sims 2, I'd make Charlie and Muda gay, like in most of the other Sim games I play.
What's wrong with you?
If you've ever played The Sims 2, you know what kind of needs you have. You got social, bladder, hygiene, hunger, entertainment, energy, comfort, and environment. If your Sim needs are high, they're more productive. While needs don't deplete too fast in this game, at least they do display, unlike The Sims 2 for DS, where you just randomly have to take a dump while fighting aliens with a water gun.
I have several questions.
Unlike some Sims games, needs are not so much of a chore in The Sims 2 Pets for PSP, though pets can be annoying because your Sims will not shower or take a dump if your cats and or dogs are in the bathroom with you. Which I mean, they're going to go around randomly, right? It's only natural they'd probably follow their owner around the house and stare at you uncomfortably while you're on the toilet, especially cat owners know what I'm talking about. Cup your junk, fellas. Don't want the cats trying to jump on you while you're sitting down to release the brown. To have an easier life as well as get promotions, you need to increase your skills. These are your usual cooking, mechanic, creativity, body, cleaning, logic, and charisma. There's at least 2 objects to increase most of these skills with books, computers, weight bench, easel, chess table, kitchen appliances, mirror, and of course, training your pets can increase your charisma too. So you want to get better at wooing women? Teach your pet a new skill. Speaking of pets, let's finally talk about them. I mean, they're the whole appeal of this game after all. While you cannot control them, you can swap to them to see their needs and wants. They also cannot work, unlike in the PC expansion The Sims 2 Pets, which I always thought was a neat addition. Too bad it was never brought back. Training your cat to be good at dealing with rodents was a good way to make money. Cat goes to work, you stay at home eating chips, drinking soda, and watching TV. Those were the good old days. Ah, childhood. Windows XP. Not doing homework to escape reality. Simpler times, better times. Anyways, pets have the basic needs to social, entertainment, hunger, bladder, hygiene, and energy, which can all be dealt with easily. In fact, I barely had to deal with my pets so I could focus on getting promotions and afford better stuff, let alone just being able to pay the bills. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Pets can get in the way constantly in this game. They almost got me fired from work by almost missing the carpool. They also got in the way of me taking a dump earlier, and of course I couldn't use the counter to make food or even clean it because my cats wanted to stand around doing nothing. What are they? The Sims 4 Sims? Still, while annoying, I did enjoy just taking my cat to the town square. So let's finally cover that. There's only one place you can go in this game. Yes, unlike The Sims 2 for PS2, The Sims 2 for PSP, The Sims for PS2, The Sims Bustin' Out, and Herb Sims in the City, there's only 2 locations in this game. No multiple lots you can move to and complete objectives in, or just visit and hang out with people. You can't go to a club or anything like that. No. In this game, you can only stay on your home lot forever, or go to the town square, which is a good place to meet new Sims, pets, and get supplies and treats for your pets. You got a kennel, where you can buy or sell your pets, a pet salon to pamper your pet, a supply store, a bakery, and a boarding house. But to use them, you need money or paw points.
What the hell? What the hell is that?
Paw points are a new currency introduced by the pet-loving mayor. These points can be earned by interacting with pets, especially other people's pets at the town square, or by converting your simoleons to paw points. Each point is 5 simoleons. What is this, Xbox Live points?
Haha!
Anyways, you use these points to buy treats, new foods, toys, beds, litter boxes, cat condos, and more. They're easy to get, but at least money conversion is an option. I just enjoyed coming here at night with my robot cat and play. We hung out in a tree. Man, if only The Sims 4 could have tree climbing. How is a PSP game more advanced than The Sims 4? That game can't even have functional weddings. Of course, because this is The Sims 2, you cannot mention the music. It's iconic and still the best of the best in life simulation. While The Sims 1 has some elevator-esque tunes or stuff you'd hear in the department store in the 1990s, like at a Kmart or a Kohl's or JCPenney, The Sims 2 just has some great tunes, from the main thing to the various build and buy mode grooves. Sadly, The Sims 2 Pets for PSP is hindered by technical problems, much like The Sims 2 for PSP, which we'll start talking about among other things in the other section. The load times can be a bit bad at times, from roughly 30 seconds a pop to almost a minute, depending on what's going on. This just does add up over time, if you're switching households or going to and from the town square and back home. It just really adds up, much like in The Sims 4. Another problem with all the console versions of The Sims is the controls are a bit clunky, more so with The Sims 2 for consoles, giving you directly control them instead of point and click. Things just start getting cumbersome when you need to pick up a book, select what to do with it, then you need to go to work, so you need to cancel reading it, then move to the bookcase and select it, then select put away the book, then wait to put it away, then rush out the door in the hopes you're not fired. It just adds up and really becomes cumbersome, especially with pets getting in the way.
Told your friend you're not okay.
Every time a sim or pet loads into the area, the game has to freeze and load them in. The more that do this, the more it occurs and it builds up. It's annoying, and most prominent at the town square with sims and pets coming and going. I honestly started to hate this game because of this. I mean, it just disrupts the flow of things, you know? You don't want stuttering, freezing, and constant loaded screens, right? What is this? Starfield? There's no children, no elders, teens, toddlers, infants, young adults, ghosts, Grim Reaper, death, aging, pregnancy, babies, and more. There's a lack of gameplay objects to make you want to save up and buy new things to play with. There's no places to go either.
Why?
The game teases you with a neighborhood full of Sims, but they only appear at the town square, or to first visit you when you first move in. There's not a bunch of people to interact with, only 4 households max, so that means only 3 if you play as one of them. These can only have 4 Sims or 3 pets with 1 Sim or something in between with 1 Sim minimum. You cannot go to their houses either. You cannot move to a new place unless you delete an existing household to make way. The game is fun in a short session, but all it's making me want to do is play The Sims 2 for PC, DS, or PlayStation 2 instead. Heck, I'd rather play The Sims 2 for PSP, really, and that says a lot given I condemned it for being a technical nightmare. At the end of the day, The Sims 2 Pets for PSP is a borderline average game. It's flawed heavily in many aspects, but at least it's decent fun for when you're on the go. But that's about it. The PS2 version looked and played way better back when I tried to review that a few months back, but scrapped it. Sometimes it's just hard to come up with a script, and I need to make room on my SSD to have more projects in the works.
Of course!
Plus, the game has little to no content to keep you wanting to come play for long periods of time. There's not much in the way of progression outside of getting a slightly less inconvenient house layout. The technical problems get in the way, controls can be cumbersome, the pets can get in the way of things as well. It's okay, and I will recommend The Sims 2 Pets for PSP, but man, does it have a lot of flaws. Eventually, I'll look at the last game, The Sims 2 Castaway for PSP. Till then, anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Sure, it wasn't funny. Yeah, like, why don't you just not do this?